If you had written this book 20 years ago, how do you think it would have been different?
Oh, wow. Well, I think our approach towards technology in the book is probably the element that provides the most context for how to draw businesses from an analog world to a digital world.
Mm,
And now there are so many tools available to small businesses in almost every element of their workflow that I think it's an incredible time to embrace a lot of those tools. And sometimes it's workflow that just adds simplicity to their lives.
sure.
But I think there's so many opportunities and options right now that that's really the change in looking in 2022 versus, even 10 years ago when the idea of a mobile payment didn't really exist.
Yep.
And so I think that's the element that's really the most different because the fundamentals about grit, determination, deciding whether to start, how to deal with your family, how to write a business plan, a lot of those elements are all the same.
Yeah. It's a good point. And, it's funny too, when you talk about, how technology has changed. I think that's what there's been like more than a million and a half new business startup applications that occurred since the beginning of the pandemic, because there's a lot of people that want to have side gigs and, work from home employees that had time to do this. And I don't think they would have been able to do that 20 years ago if not for the technologies that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's actually bigger than that. It's like 4 million.
With that many
And it's the highest level of business
ever.
starts
Yeah.
ever. Yeah, it's kind of incredible. There are 4.3 million business starts since 2020 alone.
Yeah. It's
But
exciting.
I would say one thing. There's one area that's super important where technology has changed, and we haven't touched on it yet, which is the ability to access capital. It's
Mm,
another pain point in addition to HR and marketing, where there are so many tools that make it easy to do banking and lending today in context of the tool itself. So it could be accounting software, tax software,
sure.
point of sale software, that the ability to actually get access for a small business to credit has completely changed. And I think that's a tool that's so critical to small businesses that has completely been upended by the opportunity to choose an online lender
Hmm.
versus having to walk into a bank branch. And so whether it's because you live in a banking desert or because your business is too small to be able to access a traditional loan of $100,000 or more, there really are incredible opportunities that are super creative that help a small business get financing today.